and welcome to yoga. Today we're going to go through a sequence that's really great to do in the morning when you wake up or before you go to bed or even sitting at your chair at work. So for this one, all you're going to need is any comfortable place to sit. Maybe that's in a chair like me, maybe that's sitting on the edge of your bed. Whatever you have available to you is great. So let's begin. We're going to start by bringing our hands wherever feels comfortable. Maybe that's resting on our thighs or maybe resting on the armrest next to us. And palms can be facing up or down. You choose what's best for you today. And we're going to see if we can bring our gaze down towards the floor or maybe even closing our eyes if that feels comfortable. And just begin to notice your breath, without the need to change or fix anything, simply noticing. And perhaps today you'd like to explore inviting that breath deeper into your body. Long, slow inhale, followed by a longer, slower exhale. Perhaps noticing where that breath goes to in your body on the inhale. And just allow your breath now to find any natural rhythm. And when you're ready, maybe fluttering the eyes open, let's begin by bringing awareness down to our feet. So maybe bringing one foot up, making ankle circles one way, then maybe going the opposite direction. Maybe noticing any movements or sounds that are present during this. Maybe trying to flex and release the feet and toes. Exploring that movement. And whenever that feels complete for you, switching over to the other leg, beginning to make those ankle circles. Again, noticing any sounds or movements that might be present. Then going the opposite direction. Maybe exploring flexing and relaxing the foot and toes. And whenever that feels complete, bringing your foot back down to the floor. Now we're going to bring our right leg up straight in front of us, holding it there for a moment, and then bringing the knee in towards the chest. Wonderful, let's do that 2 more times. Flexing the foot and leg out in front of us, holding for a moment, bringing that knee back into the chest. And one more time, bringing the leg and foot out in front, and then bending and bringing that knee in towards the chest. From here, we're going to bring that right ankle onto our left leg, making sure to keep the foot flexed here to keep the integrity of our knee safe. If this doesn't feel comfortable, that's totally okay, and you can just keep your feet planted. If this does feel comfortable for you, maybe you'd like to stay here, or maybe you would like to explore beginning to fold forward. And you can do this while your legs are both planted on the floor, or if you're keeping that ankle on the knee. Know that there is no place that you need to be. You don't need to be closer to the leg or farther away. Wherever you are today is perfect just as it is. And please know that if anything doesn't feel comfortable or you choose not to do it, that's totally okay as well. Everything that we do today is simply a suggestion. Perfect. We're going to uncross that leg. Maybe we want to find a little bit of movement before planting our feet back down onto the floor. Now on the left leg, let's bring that leg out in front of us, stretching it nice and long, holding it for a moment before bringing the knee in towards the chest. You can use your hands to help support this if you'd like, and we're going to do that 2 more times. Bringing that leg stretched out in front of you, holding for a moment, and then bending that knee, bringing it into the chest. Letting the leg come out 1 more time, nice and long, and then bringing it in towards the chest. From here, if it feels comfortable, bringing that left ankle onto the right leg, keeping that foot flexed to keep our knee safe. If this doesn't feel comfortable, you can just keep both feet planted on the floor. It's okay if one side feels different or tighter than the other. That's perfectly normal. So maybe on this side you'd like to stay seated up, or maybe this side you'd like to explore moving forward in a forward fold. Maybe noticing the difference in the feeling on one leg compared to the other. Always remembering to breathe. And coming back up, bringing that foot back down, maybe finding a little movement in the legs before planting them back down. From here, we're going to find some movement in the wrist, making circles with the wrist. Again, noticing any movements or sounds, and then going the other direction. And maybe from here you'd like to try opening your hands nice and wide, closing them tight in a fist, clenching, and then releasing, opening nice and wide again. Let's try that 2 more times. Closing and clenching the fist as tight as we can, and then releasing, opening the fist nice and wide. 1 more time, clenching, holding that nice and tight, and then releasing, opening up. Great job. From here, let's bring our shoulders up towards our ears and then back, finding some shoulder rolls, moving in one direction, and whenever that feels complete, moving towards the opposite direction now. And then from here, we're going to bring our left arm out in front of us, bend at the elbow. We're going to bring our right arm out to the side and behind that left arm, keeping that right arm nice and straight, and using the left arm just to pull the right arm slightly towards you and to the side. Maybe you'd like to bring your right shoulder blade down slightly, and just explore where you're feeling the stretch here. Maybe there's not one present, and maybe there is. And then releasing the arms, giving them a little movement before bringing the right arm out in front, bending at the elbow, bringing the left arm out to the side and behind. Again, using that right arm to pull the left arm slightly back into the side. Maybe that left shoulder comes down slightly. Maybe you notice that this side is tighter or looser than the other. Maybe you don't notice anything. And then releasing, finding a little bit of movement in the arms and shoulders. We're going to bring our hands onto our thighs, and we're going to move through some cat and cows that are seated. So from here, finding a neutral spine, sitting nice and tall, we're first going to go into cat. We're going to round in our spine, pushing it towards the back behind us. And then for cow, we're going to bring our chest and stomach forward, letting the shoulders come back. Again, rounding that spine for cat. And then bringing the chest forward for cow. Maybe you'd like to try pairing this with your breath. Maybe exhaling, going into cat. Maybe inhaling as you're coming into cow. Maybe you would like to try the opposite. Maybe exhaling when you come into cow. Maybe inhaling, coming into cat. Just exploring the movement and your breath. And whenever that feels complete for you, finding that neutral spine, maybe finding just a little bit of movement, noticing the places in your body that maybe don't get as much attention as the rest. And from here, maybe bringing your left arm to the bed beside you, or maybe onto your armrest, bringing that right arm up towards the ceiling before bending it over towards the left. Maybe bringing that right arm and shoulder slightly back. Maybe you'd like to look towards the floor or maybe up towards the ceiling. Maybe you notice a stretch in your side, in your back, or in your shoulders, or maybe nothing is present. All is well. And then from here, coming back to center, bringing the right arm down to the armrest or bed next to you, and bringing that left arm up towards the ceiling before bending it towards the right. Perhaps bringing that left arm and shoulder slightly back, maybe looking up towards the ceiling or down towards the floor, whatever feels most comfortable for you today. And then coming back to center, we're going to give our neck a little bit of attention. So maybe bringing your left ear towards your left shoulder if that feels comfortable. Maybe staying here, or perhaps using your left hand to bring that left ear down just a little bit closer to the shoulder. Noticing what's present. Maybe there's a stretch, maybe there's not. There's no right or wrong. And then coming back to center, bringing your right ear down to your right shoulder. Maybe staying here, or maybe exploring bringing your right hand onto your head to support bringing that ear a little closer to the shoulder. Maybe this side feels different than the other. Perhaps just exploring what you notice. And then coming back to center, we're going to do a couple rolls. So to start, we're going to bring our chin over towards the left. We're going to push our chin up towards the ceiling to make sure we support our neck. Bringing our chin over to look over the right. And then semicircle in front. Again, looking over that shoulder. Pushing the chin up towards the ceiling. Looking over the other shoulder. Semicircle in the front. You may move about this at your own pace. Maybe you find a spot that's a little tighter than the rest and you'd like to hold it there, or find some gentle rocks. Just exploring what feels best in your body today. And whenever that feels complete, going the opposite direction. So now looking over the right shoulder, pushing the chin up towards the ceiling, looking over the left. Semicircle in the front. And continue those circles. Maybe pausing to hold a stretch, or finding some movement, rocking, or continue moving as slow or as fast that feels most comfortable for your body today. Whenever that feels complete, you can bring your head back to center, and again, perhaps closing the eyes if that feels comfortable. Bringing one hand onto the chest, one hand onto the belly. And let's explore taking 3 cleansing breaths. That means taking an inhale, bringing that breath as deep as we can, maybe trying to get it down into our belly, and then exhaling, sighing through the mouth. Let's try that 3 times now. Inhaling, nice, long, slow inhale. Exhale, sigh. And whenever that feels complete, you can either take some more breath, or if you're done, bringing both hands onto your chest, on over your heart, feeling the beating of your heart. Know that because your heart beats, you matter. I thank you for being a part of my yoga practice today, and I thank you for letting me be a part of yours. Thank you for making choices that felt best for your body today, even if it didn't look the same as mine. Namaste.